Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new spoiler review of episode 3 of the Disney Plus Star Wars show, The Skeleton Crew, that just hit on Tuesday evening, December 10th. My name is Max Zimmer. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. Today we're breaking down episode 3 of The Skeleton Crew. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and ringing that bell for notifications. I do movie and TV show reviews, box office breakdown shows, movie franchise rankings, and out of theater reactions. If you like any one of those things, this is the channel for you. Please subscribe and ring that bell. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on The Skeleton Crew so far? Are you liking it? Are you not liking it? Any bold predictions for the rest of the season? Also, please hit that thumbs up button. Overall, I enjoyed the first two episodes. I did a spoiler review as well of those first two episodes. And I'm just going to keep the train going. I am thoroughly enjoying Skeleton Crew. And I think I am more shocked than most because I hated the trailers for the show. I can't get over how bad I thought the show was going to be, especially coming off of Acolyte. Seeing these trailers for Skeleton Crew felt very just didn't to me before the trailers. I mean, during the trailers, didn't feel like Star Wars to me. And I have found myself just thoroughly on the journey where we're kind of on this pirates show, but if pirates were able to be in Star Wars. And I think all the performances, especially this week, I said there were a couple kind of weak child performances in the first two episodes. I think all of the children had great had all were excellent in this episode. Jude Law moves into the forefront as kind of the lead character for the show, as we learn that now he has a third kind of name, a third persona, and obviously, they were kind of beating over the head with us with it early in this episode. But we obviously knew that while seems to be force sensitive, that does not make him a Jedi. And I think Star Wars fans have been complaining for a while that we're kind of getting to a point post either post Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi that there are just too many just Jedi who survived Order 66 alive. And I think we've seen so many stories like that. There are a lot of them that we do enjoy, even like the video games. But for us to have another Jedi who survived Order 66, I think would be a huge stretch for the show. So I'm happy that the decision clearly is that Jude Law's character is not a Jedi. He's clearly force sensitive. He did move things, but having force sensitivity does not make you a Jedi. And I think we've seen that a lot with these Disney Plus shows as well, that everyone seems, if they're force sensitive, they have to become a Jedi. I kind of like this thief pirate who has force sensitivities. That part I really like. Jude Law is perfect casting because he can play both the charismatic, likable person. You could see why kids would want who would find trustworthy with him, but you would also understand kind of the slimy douchebag person because Jude Law, in a lot of his roles, does play good guys turning into bad. Thankfully, that's not what they do here with him by not making him a Jedi. He is just very much in the gray area. We also learned in this episode that clearly he was burned in the past by a droid. And we've seen a lot of characters like that in the past, but I find them very fascinating. He did not want to save SM-33. He's a droid. He asked for the droid to clean up. Um, but again, we continue to try to understand the mythos of Ad Aden, which is that obviously the kids are trying to get home, but clearly it is a missing planet, a hidden off planet. And we learn that with the owl character of Kim, played by Aaliyah Shawkat, who teamed up with John Watts before in the FX show The Old Man. She was just in Blink Twice as well, who did a very good job voicing this character. And we also learn early in the episode we get the parents that multiple generations of people have lived underneath this ruling on this planet and don't know anything else. And we also know the kids even brought up Alderaan, and they don't even know what war was going on, and that Alderaan was destroyed in A New Hope. So these kids just don't know anything that happened. And these are old Republic credits. We're going back thousands of years. And obviously, it seems like the goal for Jude Law's character is to get to this planet and at least see what he can get. It's seen as a myth, a treasure planet, even though these kids have been raised in a place where everyone's either an analyst, someone doing numbers for someone, and the purpose of those numbers. Neil is still my MVP of the show. He continues to crack me up. Kept calling him sir. He had a couple just great line deliveries. Robert Timothy Smith is doing a great job as that character when he was like picking up the gun, then he dropped it, and then putting the bowl over nothing, even though, Wim's the one who had all the coins. He's a little just really, and when he was driving the ship, that was very funny. So overall, guys, I'm honestly just pleasantly surprised about how much I am into this show. Yes, I think for people who want Star Wars shows now to change the world and save the fandom, as they say, I think it's a real breath of fresh air right now that this is a very different show that Star Wars usually does. It doesn't have end of world scale as pertains to, also doesn't have to, as of now, hasn't connected in a major way to anything revolving the Skywalker saga. It's kind of just doing its own thing, but in my opinion, it still feels like Star Wars enough. And for me, that's all that matters. It feels like Star Wars. David Lowery, who directed The Green Knight, directed this episode as well as the last episode. And very excited because episode 4 of Skeleton Crew, which will be the halfway point of the show, is directed by the directing team, Daniel Kwan and and Daniel Scheinert. They came off of directing Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I'm very excited for their episode next week. Again, I'm enjoying the show. All performances are good. Yes, it's in top tier Star Wars, but for me, I'm having a good time. I'm gonna stop probably defending myself on this reviews. I'm just gonna say I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time? Are you disappointed or surprised like me on how much you're enjoying the show? Let me know in the comment section, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.